Get in the know. Non-stop Vikings talk. It's Purple Daily on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
When I tell you guys I love you, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I will ride with this group until they don't let us play anymore games.
Yeah, that's right. I will ride with you two guys until the Vikings are done, or until they win a Super Bowl, or they move to Los Angeles. I don't know, or until they fire us. Until whenever.
Until they don't let us do a podcast anymore,
and then we'll just do it somewhere else. I don't know.
Yeah, and then we'll find Mike somewhere.
So this is Purple Daily Vikings entertainment. We just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die, and we are only 4 sleeps away from Vikings football, and we're only 1 sleep away from National Football League football. The depleted Chiefs.
Yeah.
Against the Hungry Lions tomorrow night.
No Jones, no Kelsey.
It's going to be like 2 of their 3 best players basically are probably out. We'll see what happens with Kelsey tomorrow. But this is our Prediction Wednesday portion of the show here. We also are going to bring back, a lot of you guys just discovered Purple Daily or Mackie and Judd or Score North in the last maybe 2 or 3 years. 4 years ago was the last year that we did on the radio the Quarterback Cesspool Challenge. We've had multiple people ask, why don't you guys bring that back? That was one of your most fun things you did. We're bringing it back this season starting today, the Quarterback Cesspool Challenge, after the Write That Down prediction. So we'll explain what that is. Presented by our friends at TCL, which has award-winning TVs for any budget, any space, all with stunning picture quality. And TCL makes more than just TVs, too. They offer mobile products, audio devices, and home appliances. TCL brings you joy and simplicity through innovative technology. You can learn more at TCL.com. And a quick shout out to our friends at 3Jack. I see, is it next week? We have a little company gathering at 3Jack. Going to bring the Hubbard crew over there.
We are, yeah. There's still time to get some, if you've got last-minute fantasy football draft, you want to get that draft in before Thursday Night Football starts tomorrow. They also have special game day drink and food specials if you want to catch the Vikings game there as well. You can book your simulator bay. Fall golf might be approaching, and you might get some tee times that fill up. You can get some swings in still at 3Jack. You can go to 3jack.com to stay updated on all those events and all those great menu specials they have going during football season. Go support our friends 3Jack in the North Loop in Minneapolis.
All right, boys.
Write this down.
Let's explain how it works here. We'll get into the accountability session. So Write That Down is played this way every single week. 3 Vikings or football-related predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of completion percentage and touchdowns. And if you want to participate as a guest listener predictor, like our guy Brandon is about to, you can send Declan a message through the Score North app, and we'll get you scheduled for some time here in the next few weeks. So, all right, when are you guys going to admit that you were wrong? Well, if you're Judd.
Holy, wow.
You're pretty much never wrong here, it looks like. So,
oh, my God. This is a huge turnaround from last week's complete debacle.
I think you slipped into last place, actually, in completion percentage.
No, you don't think. You know. Yeah, I did.
This is how you respond, folks. This is how you respond to Write That Down adversity. We'll start with the bad. You did say the 49ers week 1 starting quarterback, this is as of April 19th, is not currently on their roster. Well, they already had Purdy and Sam Darnold on their roster by that point. So,
was that a threat on Kirk Cousins being traded to him? It must have been.
And no trust in Brock Purdy.
Well,
Purdy's
we'll see on Purdy. We'll see.
But then you turned it around here for one of the great weeks in maybe Purple Daily Write That Down history here. You said KOC and Kwesi will use the terms difficult or tough, each of them, at the Thursday presser. Well, thanks to Control F on the transcript, I can confirm I didn't even search tough, but they both said difficult when referring to like cutting players or whatever. So nice job, Judd.
Thank you.
You said Kene Wangu will not be on the active roster when the regular season begins. He is on injured reserve, so that counts.
Mm-hmm.
You said one or more of these running backs will not be on a roster when the NFL season begins. Dalvin Cook on a roster. Zeke Elliott on a roster. Kareem Hunt is not on a roster. Is Leonard Fournette on a roster?
I don't think he's signed anywhere. I think 2 of the 4 are not on rosters.
You said exactly 5 of the Vikings' 2023 6 draft picks will make the initial 53. I believe that's correct, right? Jaquelin Roy made it, didn't he?
Yes.
And Dwayne McBride didn't.
McBride was the only one that didn't. So
Correct. Yep.
Nice. And then this should have been taken off the board a while ago. Because of the specificity, you said Teddy Bridgewater will sign with the Lions. That's awfully specific. It's a touchdown.
I got a question. How close is the draft pick prediction to being a touchdown? Because I said exactly.
Well, I mean...
You had a good chance of at least, I think, going in that at least like 5 are going to make it. So if you said, I think if you said 4, like, and it was that, because that means 2 of the draft picks didn't make it.
Okay.
But I think this was pretty in line to happen.
Okay. That's why I was just curious. I'm asking more than debating.
And McBride was a bubble guy by like basically midway through training camp by the time you probably made this prediction.
Okay.
So
I'm also just looking here. So I'm just looking at the rounds. Because usually if it's, you know what, like 5th-round picks do not get cut very often. 4th-round picks statistically almost never get cut.
Unless they're Willie Beavers.
Willie Beavers is like the only one ever. So you had a 1st, a 3rd, a 4th, 2 5ths, one of them being a quarterback, a developmental quarterback. So really, to me, of the 6 draft picks, the 7th rounder was in question. And then like maybe Jaquelin Roy, the defensive tackle 5th rounder. So I don't know.
Sounds good.
Okay. Appreciate the question there, sir. Let's move on. Nice job, though. Wow, that is 5 correct answers in 1 week, or predictions.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to rebound.
Holy cow. All right, not the greatest week for me. I said, this was so close, man. There's some rumblings in Buffalo. I said Stephon Diggs will demand a trade by week 1. He hasn't, officially. He did apparently tell Stephen A. that he wasn't thrilled and didn't want to be there, but... I said, this is another one. I said Hawkinson's new contract will eclipse George Kittle's guarantee. But then I said at least $45 million in guarantees. It wound up being $42 million in guarantees. Why did I put that 45? I said there'd be a credible story reported sometime during training camp that Kirk Cousins is mentoring and embracing Jaren Hall. I could not find any such quote or story.
No.
Not that he's like making his life miserable, but there wasn't any sort of like Kirk putting Jaren under his...
Well, I don't know that anybody, to be fair, I don't think any reporter really tried to play it up either, you know?
Or like chase it down.
If I had predicted it, I would have gone to Kirk and been like, so how are you mentoring Jaren Hall? But because it was you who predicted it, I just was like, I'm not going to say anything. You could have gone and asked him.
But the problem is, like, I wouldn't have written an article. So I guess, I don't know. If I were to have asked the question, though, maybe somebody else takes the answer and runs with it.
I think they would have for sure.
Mm-hmm. I did say the Vikings would add a player sometime in the last week here to their 53-man roster. Not the practice squad, but the roster. And they did. They added that offensive lineman, that Quisenberry guy. Right, he's a tackle. But he's on the 53.
Hey, guy.
Rough one for the listeners here. Matt said the Vikings would sign an undrafted free agent kicker who would replace Greg Joseph by week 1. It was the first dude cut, right? Mm-hmm. Dwayne said Nebraska would beat the Gophers by at least 14 points. Eat it, Dwayne. That's right. Dwayne also said Ezra Cleveland would be traded this offseason. And he said Nick said Ty Chandler and Kene Wangu would be the first and second string running backs for the 2023 season. Chandler might be the third string running back, right? Is he going to be behind?
No, I think he'll be the second guy, and then the guy they picked up from the Dolphins will be a third down, pretty exclusively third down guy.
Declan, you said Tom Brady and Kim Kardashian would be in a confirmed relationship before week 1.
Yeah. That's too bad. Missed opportunity for Tom.
Oh, for Tom, it's a missed opportunity.
I think
Kim K is fine.
I think it's a missed opportunity for Kim. I think Tom's a catch, man. Tom's a good family man.
I think they're both
stable,
unique psychopaths in their own way, but I think it was a missed opportunity there for her.
Not sure Giselle would agree with Phil's assessment there, but
Declan, you also said the Vikings would acquire a former first or second round pick from one of the last 3 drafts between whenever you predicted this and the start of the season. They did not. But you did say Hawkinson would get his bag of money in the last week. So, whoops, that's the wrong button. I'll give you that one instead. So with that on the season here, 2023 season stats, Declan leading the completion percentage battle, 38.6%. Judd's back up to second place, 35.1%. Just ahead of me at 34.4%. Listeners all the way down to 26.5%. The three of us are tied with 5 touchdowns. Listeners have 2 touchdowns on the season. The career stats, that's the third year of the football version of Write That Down. Declan with a pretty narrow lead over Judd, 1%, 35.8% to 34.9. I'm at 32.6, but I lead in home run touchdowns with 38. Listeners, 23.5%. Are you making noises, Judd?
He is, yes.
I said I'm coming. I'm knocking. I'm knocking on the door of the career statistical completion percentage lead.
Yes, you are.
Write this down.
So, all right, let's get our guy in here. Guest listener, predictor, Brandon, who has a history with our guy, Declan. So you guys played, youth baseball together?
Yeah, we played baseball back in like middle school. Or maybe it was like from 6th, 7th, 8th grade, somewhere around there.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, how many,
Declan?
in like 3 years playing with Declan, how many balls did he hit out of the infield?
Oh, honestly, both of us combined, maybe like 3. Neither of us could hit, but we could field. That's for sure.
Yeah, Brandon was a good pitcher. Brandon could shove a little bit on the mound, so Brandon at least made up for it there. And yes, so luckily on the ground and speed were the only real things that I could do.
We were laying down bunts and praying for walks.
Yeah,
that was
sticking your elbow out, trying to get hit by a pitch.
Putting on the big plastic shell things and purposely trying to lean over body armor.
Yes. So, what's your history as a Vikings fan, Brandon? What got you sucked in?
I mean, Dante Culpepper throwing nukes down the field to Randy Moss. I mean, that's it.
Get your roll on.
Ever since.
Those highlight videos are hilarious. It's just like Dante drops back, maybe a blitzer bounces off of him, and then he just throws a 65-yard ball to the back of the end zone and hits Randy Moss in stride.
And they made it look so easy. So that's what started everything for me.
Mm-hmm. And then get your roll on, look into the sideline, punch. Amazing. So, we're gonna go around the room 3 times. We're gonna start with you, Brandon, over to Judd, Declan, and then me. The predictions must be football or show related. Those are really the only parameters here. So, what's your first prediction?
All right. So my first one is Kirk is gonna break Dante's touchdown record this year. Dante's got 39 TDs. Kirk's throwing at least 42.
Ooh. Whoa. Okay. Ooh. So he's breaking it with some room to spare.
So
he's breaking it for sure.
Now, just to be clear, are you putting the 42 on the record, or are you just saying he'll break it without a number?
I want to give a number, so we'll say the 42.
Oh, so are we saying exactly 42?
Yeah, I want to try to hit it. Why not?
Oh, then yeah, that's a Culpepper like strike to Moss right there if you hit that.
Yes. So he's saying exactly 42 touchdown passes for old Kirky boy. That's great. All right, Judd.
All right. This one will come off the board, I think, fairly quickly. Justin Jefferson's contract extension will be announced Friday or Saturday. So his extension will be announced Friday or Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know?
Are you reporting this right now?
No, I just think it's going to get. There's reports it's going to get done soon. And I told you that the tradition with Spielman seemed to be that they would announce them on Saturday. These guys might have a different time frame or period, but I think the extension itself is announced before the game on Sunday, so Friday or Saturday.
Okay.
Write this down.
Dex.
All right. Write this down. I'm going to make a similar one to Judd's. Justin Jefferson's next contract will be 4 years or less. I don't think it'll be a 5-year deal. So if it's a 5-year deal or more, this does not count. I think this will be a 4-year deal, a lot of money right away, and then he can potentially get another bag after this one expires. But his next contract will be 4 years or less. I don't really understand why it would be 3. It's probably going to be 4.
It would be like 4 with like 3 years. It'll be like 4 with 3 years of guarantees, exactly. Like 75, 80 million in guarantees.
And then 8 void years.
Yeah. I got void years.
Just a decade of void years. Okay, right. I'll make a Jefferson prediction since we're all kind of going down the offensive path. The Vikings will score a touchdown on their first drive of the season, and Justin Jefferson will be the one who scores the touchdown.
And cash will rain down from the rafters of U.S. Bank Stadium.
And I will reject the cash and ask if they could rain Venmo
and
payments down instead.
Bitch and moan about the cash and try and get Jefferson to Venmo you $1 million.
Dude, I got an email from someone. I should find this real quick. I should apologize to this person. So someone emailed me. We had like a 15-minute debate on Feedback Friday last week. And David Sweeney emailed the show and said, Phil, what is the matter with you? And it's like a 500-word email basically saying he used to be a fan of the show. He'll still consume it, but he now like thinks of me differently after our debate about cash versus Venmo. If I were dating a girl that I really cared for and she exhibited the same type of behavior you did on Friday, I would drop her in a heartbeat. It would show me how close-minded she was and that I would be in a world of misery if I married her. I hope your wife is a strong woman.
How old is this guy?
This
I
guy's
don't
speaking
know.
of experience.
Like, is this guy my
Very
age or
specific.
something? Or
I don't know.
so, like his feeling towards Phil has changed, but he still loves me
Well, he loves you even more because
Yeah,
you're
'cause
a
I'm-
cash guy.
because I'm an adaptable dude that's just a cash
An
guy.
adaptable guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm adaptable. You know what? There it is. There's the cash. All right.
Write this down.
All right, we're back to Brandon here for your second prediction.
Yeah, so I think Flores has the potential to get this defense to top 12 by the end of the season. I just, we may not have the players, but if you remember what this guy did in Miami, he drug basically a minor league team to like six straight wins towards the end of that season, which is what got him fired. So if we have faith in Flores and that hire, which I do, I really think we can finish top 12 easy, which is really all we need from the defensive side.
Top
So you're
12
saying
is great.
top 12 scoring defense or yardage or some other metric?
Either.
I would say scoring probably. I really think he can do it. Like I think he's the best defensive coach probably in the league other than Belichick. And, he's really out to prove himself to get that head coaching job. And I think he takes his job looking at the players saying, hey, I did it there in Miami. I can do it here with these guys. I can do it anywhere. And he's really going to use this as a stepping stone for himself. So he's going to show out. I think the players are going to show out for him. And it's what we need. I think we can do it.
Awesome, man. All right.
Write this down.
All right, back to Judley, your second prediction.
Staying on the Brian Flores theme, write this down. We all know that Vikings.com loves to show, and it's actually pretty cool, Kevin O'Connell's post-game addressing of his team, which often involves game balls. Within the first 8 games, Vikings.com will show Kevin O'Connell giving Brian Flores a game ball.
Oh, dude,
We
I
brought
love
this- we brought this
KOC
guy
is
here.
great at the post-game game ball.
We brought
How
this
does he
guy
plan
here. I think he has to pay. That's the incredible thing. He has to pay for the balls. So, like, the head coach has to pay for him.
I think he's got enough money.
No, I know, but I mean, like, he was trying to give the whole team game balls at one point. They're like, dude, you can't. No, that's going to cost you a lot.
But my question is, how does he he's in the heat of the game for 3 hours.
Yep.
And then the post-game speech happens like 5, 10, maybe 8 minutes, 5 minutes after the game's over.
Right.
Does he have a person that helps him plan, like, or does he just know when he walks in the locker room, like, here's what I'm going to say, here's who I'm going to give the game balls to?
I think he knows. I'm telling you, he is wired. His wiring is an incredibly successful quarterback in this league. I think he's I think he is a leader. I think he knows exactly what he's going to say, and I think it comes to him naturally. I also think a guy that drops in F-bombs as well, like well placed, like he does things where you want to follow him.
Like perfectly placed. So you follow anyone that has a perfectly placed F-bomb.
A well-placed F-bomb is not easy.
Yeah, Judd loves
because F-bombs
this.
often
I was
fly.
unsure about that person until they dropped a perfectly placed F-bomb, and now I will follow them
Kevin O'Connell
wherever.
is going to get in that locker room within the first 8 weeks, and he's going to say, we brought this guy here for a reason, and that is to make our defense one of the best in the league, and he has effing done that. Brian Flores,
Write it down. You like
here's a
writing
ball.
things down.
All right, back to Declan.
All right, next one for me. I'm going to look at the spread here. By the way, it's 6 points. The 6-point spread for the Vikings against the Bucs. The Vikings cover the 6-point spread against the Tampa Bay Bucks. They will cover.
Okay.
Write it down.
That's a little teaser for our Purple Picks Saturday episodes there. We'll see if Declan moves off that in the next couple days before we make our actual picks.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, write this down. A little Brian Flores defensive parlay here. A little 3-item parlay going for the touchdown. 3-item parlays are almost always considered touchdowns because of how hard it is to hit them in this segment. So Brian Flores' defense will generate in week 1 at least 3 sacks, at least 2 turnovers, and Baker Mayfield's QBR will be under 50, according to ESPN's box score. So at least 3 sacks, at least 2 turnovers, and a QBR of under 50, which might be a teaser for the quarterback
Cesspool challenge. I looked this up today. Marvelous.
Oh, man. All right, we're back to Brandon for your
Write this down.
third and final prediction.
All right, guys. So it is no secret that the Cardinals are going full tank job. And these guys control the draft in 2024. They have 2 first-round picks. So before the end of this season, there's going to be a report of preferred teams of Kyler Murray, and the Vikings are going to be on that list.
Oh, dude, I love
that's
this
a
prediction.
great. Oh man, that's a great prediction. I like how you did it from a backward standpoint of the player instead of the team.
Yeah, and if you're the Vikings, would you? Let's say for whatever reason, like Kirk is not going to be because he's not under contract. Let's say Kirk decides I'm out, or there's a parting of ways or something. Would you rather have Kyler Murray at that price, or take your chances with like one of the 5 first-round quarterbacks?
Look, give me Kyler Murray, and here's why. As much as I want a rookie quarterback, to be the guy, look at what's going on. The NFC is wide open right now, and the AFC, these guys have Mahomes, Jackson, Allen, Burrow, Lawrence, Herbert. We don't have to deal with any of that. If we can get a guy in that can just be, if we can get Kyler Murray back to what he was doing at his best, I think, the sky's the limit. And look what this guy had to deal with. What's his name? Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he got hired, let's remember, this guy was 35-40 at Texas Tech. He was under 500. I don't even know how he got the job.
Yeah.
And Kyler's taking all this blame for all that. So he definitely needs a new place, but I really think he's got untapped potential, and he fits that window that of all the players that we're signing right now. If we get a rookie, like granted, if he shines his first year, great, but like you're probably looking at 2-3 years before it all clicks, So I think the Vikings have to make moves now while the NFC is wide open.
Yeah. It's going to be, man, whatever happens in the next few months, again, January, February, March, April is going to be, as it is every year, super fun next year. So, well, Brandon, appreciate you coming on here and speaking the truth about Declan's youth baseball career, making your predictions. Since you've got this life-changing platform right now, is there anyone in your life you'd like to thank that brought you to this pinnacle moment?
Oh, let me just give a shout out to my wife real quick. I don't know. She's probably over there. She lets me have my Sundays, and I love her for that.
I saw there was something on like TikTok the other day I saw where a husband handed his wife a letter explaining,
I saw that.
He was
I will be resigning
his
from my
as
position.
husband.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will be unavailable.
And she denied the request.
Yeah.
It was great.
Awesome, man. Brandon, great stuff, dude. Good luck with your predictions, and we'll get you on again sometime.
All right, guys. Take care.
All right, there he is. A couple of defensive wizards, middle school baseball.
Yeah,
Declan and
He
Brandon.
ripped himself. I thought he was just going to bash you, but he actually said
if
that
memory serves right, like Brandon was a really good pitcher. He was a lefty too.
okay.
He was a really good pitcher for us on those Battle Creek inner city RBI teams in St. Paul.
Nice.
And I feel like he wasn't a horrible. Like I was for sure one of the 2 to 3
He was
worst
being
hitters.
nice. He came on
the
your
team.
show. He was on your show.
And it was nice of him to say I was as
Being
bad
polite.
as Declan as hitting, because that probably wasn't true.
And we
but
would
that's
prefer
okay.
that he
I
ripped you.
appreciate B-Twist giving me some love there.
All right, let's before we get to our final predictions here and the quarterback cesspool challenge, let's shut out our friends over at Livia here. Going into the season, all right, it's a great time football season starting to get your life in order and lose some weight. Let's do it.
In fact, there is Exhibit A, and that is, yes, that's Sports Dad. The guy on the left, the guy on the right, it's the same guy, but what's the difference? Livia Weight Control Centers is, and look, don't take it from me. We've got people in the PD family from all over the country who have joined this program, and you know what they've done? They have dropped the weight and, most importantly, kept that weight off. In fact, for the last 3 consecutive years, Livia has been voted the best weight loss program in the entire state. And because of that, right now, special offer, 3 months free. That's right. You're going to get 3 months free. You are going to look great and feel great and just be at the very, very start of a lifetime change that's so important. 3 months free. 855-GO-LIVEA. Livia.com. Livia Weight Control Centers, inside or outside the state, because if you're outside the state, you can do everything virtually. LIVEA.com is life-changing.
You know, it is life-changing as well for our dogs is Nutrisource. Chicken and rice is what Maya loves, the chicken and rice foods, the salmon training treats. She gives us the side eye when we're, a few minutes beyond her usual. Now it's like within an hour before her scheduled like lunch or dinner time, she's like, coming on over. Hey, you got any Nutrisource in there, guy? Hey, where's my Nutrisource? Where's my Nutrisource?
Where's my Nutrisource? Stella says the same exact thing. And guess what? Pop-Pop has to make a run to the store because the Nutrisource, I'm going to tell you right now, we are low. And guess who's not going to put up with that? Stella Zolgad right there. So I will be going to the store, and I have a feeling that Vinny Declan does not get too excited unless there is plenty of Nutrisource in your house.
You talk about side eyes and moody dogs. He's been just giving us side eyes since we came back from the cabin on Monday. I think he knew it was the last weekend, so he's been like just sleeping and giving us side eyes.
Back to school for him.
And luckily, you open that bag, and that guy could be in the most REM cycle sleep in the world, and he's popping up getting his Nutrisource. Okay, so he's doing okay, I guess.
Yeah, Nutrisource is the official pet food of not just dog food, pet food of Purple Daily here and Score North. NutrisourcePetFoods.com to find a Nutrisource retailer somewhere near you. And also a shout out to our friends over at Power Lodge and Miller Marine here. So I don't know. I know that the temperatures are kind of turning here. This might be a good time actually to get a Bennington pontoon sort of for like next season too. If you feel like summer is over, even though we're gonna get back up in the 80s later on this week. And if you're looking ahead, Polaris ATVs and snowmobiles, 4 locations in Minnesota for Power Lodge, and then Miller Marine in St. Clair. There's Judd enjoying a sunset there.
Throttle therapy, baby.
Yes.
In this state, what do we need? Throttle therapy, and Bennington provides exactly that. For all the stress, the Bennington helps you unwind.
Yep, find them at Power Lodge, powerlodge.com, and millermarine.com. All right, boys, let's finish out our predictions here, and then we'll explain what the quarterback cesspool challenge is. So, Judd, what is your third and final prediction?
Bears-Packers on, I believe, Sunday night, if I'm not mistaken. Jordan Love, his second career start. The Jordan Love era in Green Bay begins. Obviously, we all here hope that it's not another.
It's time for the Love era.
17
He's
years of
facing the
greatness.
Chicago Bears.
Write this down. He's going to throw two or more touchdown passes on Sunday. Okay. He's going to throw 2 or more touchdown passes. I think the Bears are going to be improved because they have to be, but I also don't think the Bears are going to be a threat yet. So Jordan Love will actually get off to a pretty good start, I think, as the Packers quarterback.
Look at this guy, little cheesehead TV correspondent basically on Purple Daily, coming in here with some Packers love on Jordan Love.
Yeah. You.
It's called Write That Down
Are you moonlighting on the Pack-A-Day podcast?
Yeah.
Everybody knows I spent 2003
Lockdown Packers, Judd, huh?
Where's Nagler? Get me Nagler!
Nagler, by the way, just announced Cheesehead TV. He's now full-time doing Cheesehead TV. I know they're like enemies, but it's cool to see another kind of what we're doing on Purple Daily and Score North succeeding across, even though it is Packers people.
So he was not full-time previously?
No, he was doing like other work sort of with a parent company or partner.
I will say, I do dip into some Cheesehead TV every once in a while.
It's entertaining.
It's a good show.
Now the truth comes out.
It's a good, especially when they're losing and they're at Lambeau, and the other guy like who lives in the front yard of Lambeau Field. I think his name's Cody. Is that it? I might be booked. Corey. I'm being Judd now with names. I don't remember any of the names.
I have no idea what his name is.
It's a good show. It's a good show.
He smells like cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's fun, like for Packer Vent Line, when we take depressed Packer phone calls from radio stations, it is fun to go grab clips from their show and just make fun of them.
One of our best things.
So, anyhow, all right, Dex, what's your third and final prediction?
All right, write this down. Jordan Addison, catches a touchdown in week 1. The rookie wide receiver gets his first NFL touchdown in week 1 against the Buccaneers. Make it happen. 3 deep. It's back. The Vikings are teasing that, I guess.
When's the poster?
Oh, God.
Let's let him catch a touchdown first before we create a 3 deep poster.
Get that poster. Yeah, Declan.
Let's give it a week and see what happens.
The Vikings social media started. Okay, I'm just regurgitating it.
I would just give it a week. Okay, write this down. So tomorrow night, it's on NBC, right?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, tomorrow night.
Here's
the guy. Here's the guy.
Becky loves Jared
Dude.
Goff.
Weird vibes with Kansas City right now. Weird vibes. Travis Kelce hyperextended the knee. Chris Jones still holding out. While the Lion has just been sleeping in the weeds all training camp.
The Lion
Dan Campbell.
sleeps tonight.
You got Teddy Bridgewater's leadership there behind the scenes.
Jungle. Jared
The
Goff.
Lions. Okay, that's enough.
A weem, a wep, a weem, a wep. Go ahead. Sorry.
The Lions will defeat the Chiefs
Whoa.
on Thursday Night Football as near touchdown underdogs.
Yeah, 5.5.
That's right.
Here's a guy who's the cheat code in the NFL, and you're going against him.
Man, the money line's plus 190 there for the Lions.
Jump on it, Declan.
Dude, they're without. Is it fair to say Chris Jones and Travis Kelce are their second and third best players? I'm just saying.
Yeah, but
Everyone's
still
all,
have
the
best player
Lions
in
are fake.
football.
They do, but it's a lot to be. And they might have a little hangover from last year. The Lions might be hungry. I'm still not buying like all the Lions stock for the season, but I think for week 1, I could see the Chiefs coming in and having a letdown. So, all right, gentlemen. Actually, I did have our graphics team put together a splash graphic intro for this. All right, they worked tirelessly overnight to present to you the quarterback cesspool challenge graphic here.
Is there sound on this? Just FYI?
No sound. I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
There it is.
Oh, look at this. All right.
Look at that. The quarterback cesspool challenge is making its return. Actually, it's making its debut on Purple Daily. And the graphics team also has the rules for the quarterback cesspool challenge here, boys. So we started this back in 2017 on the old Mackey and Judd radio show on 1500 ESPN Twin Cities when we used to blabber for 4 hours a day on the radio every day.
Don't remind me.
We brought it back in 2019, and then it just kind of went on the shelf once the pandemic hit and a bunch of changes were made. And a bunch of you guys who are like old school listeners of our radio show said, where'd that quarterback cesspool challenge go? You guys should bring that back. And so starting this week, week 1, we are bringing it back. It's the quarterback cesspool challenge, where we celebrate bad quarterback play in the National Football League. You know, there's probably, 15 to 20 fairly reliable franchise-ish quarterbacks, and then the other third of the league is just a giant fart noise. So here's how this works. Each member of the show, the 3 of us, will draft a quarterback. So for this week, just to avoid any sort of controversy, I'm gonna maybe you guys are gonna find this controversial. We're going to go in order of the write that down completion percentage standing. So Declan will get the first pick. His reward for leading at the halfway point of write that down is the first pick this week. Judd gets the second pick. I get the third pick. But then in the following weeks, we will draft in reverse order of the previous week's results. So what we're looking for is the worst QBR of the week among the quarterbacks that we draft. So Declan, you're going to draft with your first overall pick the quarterback you think will be the crappiest in week 1, according to ESPN's QBR. The catch is, much like a survivor pool, where you can only pick one team once per season, right? Mm-hmm. You can only use one quarterback once. You can use each quarterback once. Right. Each of us can. So like each of us, if we think Baker Mayfield's garbage, right? If you pick Baker Mayfield this week, you can't use Baker Mayfield the rest of the season. So there's some strategy involved here where it's like, oh, man.
Gets to be a dilemma.
Yeah. And by the way, if you pick a quarterback that doesn't play, rather than just getting like a 0 QBR and winning the week, we're going to say that if your quarterback doesn't play, you get an average QBR of 50, which makes it unlikely that you're going to win because we're looking to pick crappy quarterbacks here. And so we're going to keep track of weekly winners, who's going to rack up. It's like a skins game, like each hole, a winner on each hole. And then we're going to rack up like an aggregate average of of our QBR for the entire season. Does this all make sense? Declan, this is your first time participating, I think.
That is correct. Yep.
In the QB Cesspool Challenge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm a little shocked I got the first pick because I think that actually changed my strategy a little bit. I kind of figured I was planning to not have the first pick, and I was planning on really relying on the fact I can't use this person again. So I'm trying to decide on the fly here if I want to change what I had prepped for last night.
Well, wow.
I've got five names written down. Yep. I'm ready to go.
I have 4 guys written down as well, but I did not envision having the first pick.
I mean, if you want to pass the first pick, like
the Vikings did. There's only 3 people on the show. I mean, you sort of had to envision a little bit, didn't you?
That's true. It's true.
Well,
you know
who
what?
else going to pick?
I'm not going to give myself the first pick because that's shady. I just set up the rules. You know?
I thought you were about to. When you said this might be controversial, I thought you were going to award yourself the first.
No, I feel like Declan leads the completion percentage. It's like a midway point of the year reward for him.
Fine with me.
You know?
All right. You know what? I'm going to stick to my gut here, and this probably will come as a shock, even though this is the first pick ever in the 2023 season of QB Cesspool. I'm going to take Mac Jones.
Oh.
Okay.
Even though the Patriots are at home, they're playing Philadelphia. Philadelphia is still favorites on the road. I think the Patriots are a ticking time bomb as well. And I believe Mac Jones is going to have a hard and very difficult time against the Eagles' defense. I am taking Mac Jones with the first pick in the QB Cesspool Challenge.
Gotcha.
It's not bad. It's a really good defense. Tough matchup. So Declan's using Mac Jones here with the first overall pick. Judd, who do you have?
So part of the interesting strategy is you don't want to burn a guy right away.
Yep.
Except in week 1, you're going to have guys that are so bad they're going to get benched fairly quickly.
Correct.
And so it's a balancing act of I don't want to burn a guy immediately, but then again I don't want to wait too long until he's benched and then I didn't get to use him. So come on down, Joshua Dobbs, Arizona Cardinals.
Is he officially? This is my question. Is he officially their starter? Because aren't they like playing it close to the vest?
They're trying to keep it quiet, but all indications are he's going to start.
Yeah, I read into that as well, and that's where I didn't want to
I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk it because, I mean, there's only 2 guys that can start. Kyler can't play.
And just so I'm clear on the rules, so you say Dobbs, and if Dobbs doesn't play at someone else, you still can't. You can't use
50.
Dobbs, but you can't use Dobbs again, right?
You can't use Dobbs again.
He didn't actually start.
Correct. Once I name him, I can't use him. Correct.
I would also present this question. So I believe in the past, it's funny, I somehow like deleted our old document. So I'm trying to go off memory of what we had for this rule. And I thought it was an average QBR of 50. We could put it higher. Because like what I want to avoid is someone trying to be sneaky and say like, I'm going to draft Jaron Hall, knowing he's not going to play. I'll just post a score of 50. Should we make it higher than 50? So if your guy doesn't play, you get punished. Should it be 60? Should it be 70?
What's the what does a halfway decent QB get for a QBR?
Let me find. I'll find the
like a 60?
I'll give you the kind of the median from last year's starters. So last year,
if Dobbs starts, plays the first quarter, is terrible and gets benched, I do get his QBR.
Last year, Andy Dalton and Matthew Stafford, out of the 33 qualified quarterbacks, Andy Dalton and Matthew Stafford were 21st and 22nd. They each had a 50 QBR.
Then 50 is fair, right?
I mean, it's pretty low. I think we should bump it to 60. The top 8 quarterbacks in the NFL had 60 QBRs. Okay. That way, if you pick someone that doesn't work, you're likely to get burned. Because you're looking for the lowest QBRs. So are we cool saying that? I can change the graphic list. So QBR of 60.
Yes.
Okay.
Right, but to be clear, if Dobbs starts, plays the first quarter, sucks, and gets benched, I get his QBR.
Yes.
That is correct. Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
Joshua Dobbs.
Okay. God, there's so many options here. I mean, Baker at the Vikings could be a train wreck first week. Yeah. Playing in that stadium.
Sam Howell might be awful.
Yeah, there's a lot of inexperienced quarterbacks playing here. I think that's going to be my strategy. I'm looking for a young, inexperienced quarterback on the road against a pretty good defense. So I think I'm going to go CJ Stroud at Baltimore.
Yeah.
Really tough environment. First NFL game. Not a ton of weapons around that you can kind of lean on. Kind of a train wreck organization.
Like it.
I think that's
I will go CJ Stroud.
I think it's the biggest point spread, too, of any week 1 game. It's Ravens are 10-point favorites at home against Texans.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I can't tell, like, because I was going to do Stroud. That's where I was debating. And I feel like maybe if the rookie quarterback's going to have a decent time, it might be early because there's no real, like, tape on him outside of college. So, like, that's where I just have
I'd like to see the pattern of who really sucks from that group.
Yeah, I get that.
So like, we're 2 weeks in, and this guy just looks like garbage.
Yes.
Then I draft him.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
That makes sense.
That's fair. So there we go, boys. The quarterback cesspool challenge is back here.
Football.
Let's get it.
Come on. Football.
So that's it. We'll go over the results next week. We'll do this on Wednesday so we can have the Thursday game in play when we make these picks. And then we used to do punishments too. If you remember, we would do like one time we made Judd, I think, do Edward kombucha hands, where we taped 2 giant bottles of kombucha to your hands with duct tape. Or was that me? One of us had to do that. And then you couldn't go to the bathroom until you were done drinking the 2 kombuchas in honor of that Vikings receiver.
That might have been
Michael Floyd, who...
That might have been you. I don't remember that being me. I think I had to rub intern Charlie's feet at the state fair.
Yeah, that was gross.
That happened one time, too.
Yeah, Charlie
we had to massage his
fine.
feet for like 30 minutes.
It was actually fine.
Or maybe you were fixing his sore feet. Maybe you were doing the work that Summit Orthopedics does.
Oh.
That's how I care to remember it. Summit Orthopedics is here to help you with 25 metro locations, whatever you're dealing with, whatever sort of pain, joint pain, knee, shoulders, back, neck. No referrals needed. They offer same-day appointments. They also offer orthopedic urgent care 7 days a week starting at 8 a.m. Learn more at summitortho.com. That's summitortho.com. And a shout out to our friends at Federated Mutual Insurance Company. They've been around like a great offensive line for your business, protecting the quarterback, protecting your business, risk management tools and resources for over 100 years. And you can find a full list of industries that Federated specializes in. If you are a next generation business owner, maybe you're taking over a family business, maybe you're a young vice president or a leader of a business, Federated is here to help you and work with you at federatedinsurance.com, where it's our business to protect yours. All right, dudes, we're back. Football season's back. Football predictions are here. We're super pumped about another season on Purple Daily. So thank you guys for supporting our sponsors. Thank you for supporting us. Click that subscribe button and the like button on the Purple Daily YouTube channel, and a 5-star rating and a positive review on Apple and Spotify also helps us grow this show, this awesome community that you guys have helped us build here. We'll see you guys tomorrow on Purple Daily.